Hey everyone, I'm Steve Campbell with ARA, and we have a special guest here at ARA headquarters today, and that is Steve Mao, the Construction and Industrial SIG Chair. Did I get that right?
Correct. Yeah.
All right, with Brainerd General Rental in Minnesota.
Also correct. You're
All
two
right,
for two.
two for two. We'll take that. So we just completed the Construction and General Tools SIG meeting, the shared interest group, here right around ARA headquarters. Not exactly here today because of the construction, but close by.
Model. Yeah.
Yep. So we know that we've had a lot of special guests come around. So we want to ask you a little bit about the SIG meeting, kind of what you talked about, kind of where it went. But first off, I know you were on the committee or on the SIG last year. Now the chair. How was the experience a little bit different this year?
Well, it was certainly great to encourage everyone to participate, get a lot of feedback as to how the industry has evolved. Last year, as a first-time participant, you're just trying to contribute as best you can. This year, you're really trying to draw folks out, get their input. It's great. We've got representation from across the country. We had California, New York, Florida, all represented, and so it's really important to see how the industry has evolved. And technology has really been the piece that's driven the conversation this year, not only in terms of how we talk to our customers, how we interact with our customers, how they interact with us, but also how we utilize it to hopefully develop our employees, become more efficient. Technology obviously has influenced our equipment. So from that perspective, the day and a half just flew by. So the key now is what do we do with the information we've gleaned? So yeah, very good.
And when you're meeting with those people, like you said, from all across the country, is it nice to be able to get those different perspectives and not just from each little corner of the world, from Minnesota or something, but actually hear things that might be going on all across the country?
Yeah, when you're running your business versus working on your business, it's a completely different mindset. When you're running your business, you're dealing with day-to-day issues, opportunities. You're working with employees, you're working with customers, you're addressing problems that challenge you each and every day. When you're out of that environment and you come to something like this, it's really an opportunity to kind of take the blinders off and look at your business from a completely outside perspective. It's kind of like walking into a home for the first time and really seeing it completely differently. And so that experience for me, and I know the feedback that we got from those that participated, was really helpful to kind of look at your business and go, oh, I thought I had that figured out, but clearly there's a better way for me to do it. Or you know what, I think that idea will work in my business. I'm going to try that out. And we had stores here that were single store operators up to multi-store operators, 13 store operators, from large and small. And so we had three different businesses that were hereditary businesses that had passed down from one generation to the next. So they brought a unique set of challenges into the conversation. So all of that created a nice dynamic over the day and a half to really create some good dialogue. And hopefully now we'll be able to implement it throughout the ARA world, and hopefully others will benefit from the conversation we've had.
Looking at an industry segment like construction and industrial, do you find that there are things that you can take back from just a simple meeting like this into your business, but also that can go through the whole industry?
Absolutely. The biggest thing that we've worked on, and I think the challenge we've seen in our industry is really attracting folks into our industry. Whether it's on the sales side, whether it's on the technical side, and really presenting rental as a career option. And so I think a lot of the conversation over the last couple of days really encourages folks to go back to their business and talk about how they can sell the dream of rental. And I don't want to overplay it, but oversell the career of rental, and that there really are opportunities versus simply saying, well, this is an interim job to get to your real job, the one you really want. There are opportunities in rental, and we're seeing a shift, I think, culturally through the demographics and through the generations, where there's a generation now that really doesn't want to own a lot of stuff. We go to the tiny house format where VRBOs versus owning our own cabin. So there's really a generation that says, you know what, I don't need to own it all. I can just rent it and utilize it when I need it. And so the challenge and opportunity for us in the rental industry is really to help communicate what we are and what our purpose is, and how we can fill that void for folks.
And moving forward with some of the things that were discussed, you kind of mentioned few of those. How do you take it and make sure it wasn't just, a couple days? Make sure that over the next week, month, year, that some of those are put into play.
Yeah, so the key really is when you leave here, you've got to implement kind of low hanging fruit right away and get a couple of wins on your belt and feel like, okay, immediately I've applied something, I've seen some results. Because there will be some that will be more challenging to implement, some that will be easier. But if we can go out there and immediately implement some things and get some wins right away for our organization, I think that's key. It gets a little momentum. And then also, I think it's important for us as a committee. We've come together this one time. Now we're going back into our world. What I'd like to see is how do we continue to kind of feed that over the course of the next 12 months? Because some of these SIG members might come back and be on next year's committee, and some will never be on a committee again over the next 12 months. How do we reinforce, hey, here's a reminder of what we learned. Make sure you're implementing your organization, but make sure you're also communicating to those folks in your region and help them implement these ideas.
Sounds like a lot of good ideas, a lot of still to go.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting and fun to see exactly kind of where those ideas go over the next year.
It will be interesting, and our business is evolving, so it's important for us to evolve with it.
The ARA is evolving, and we appreciate taking the time and everything that you're doing for ARA, and also all the members coming, helping us try to figure out how to help all of our members across the country,
all right,
across the world. So we appreciate it.
Hey, you bet.
More SIGs to go. We have the party SIG coming up next week, and then more committees.
They're a lot funner than we are.
Are they? You guys are great.
Yeah.
So we'll be back with more videos as these committees go along, and make sure we bring you up-to-date information on everything and how the industry is going to continue to move forward. Thanks a lot for watching.
Thank you.